everyone, I'm Maggie Green with the Public Works Department, and you've tuned in to the Weekly Report. I'm here on the south steps of City Hall, joined by community advocates, city leaders, city staff, because today is Bike to Boulevard Day. We are excited about the city's continuing progress toward becoming a bicycle-friendly city.
The biggest thing, again, emphasis of Public Works in the city and the council, and the commitment between you as advocates and us as understanding is how do we make sure that we build out all of our streets for all modes of travel, whether it be for pedestrians or bicyclists or scooters or, you know, the automobile, and especially for our transit riders. And we continue to work with everybody that's here and those who couldn't make it today to continue to build out the best neighborhoods that we can have so that we can have a great city to live, work, and play in. And let's go play, let's get on our bikes, and let's head down to the Boulevard Brewery. Thank you.
My name is Eric Rogers. I'm Executive Director of Bike Walk KC. We're the local nonprofit that represents and advocates for the folks who are out there walking and biking every day to get to where they're going. I wanted to thank the city staff and the elected officials who are celebrating Bike Month with us this May. It's very appropriate that this is National Public Works Week because those are the folks at City Hall who are doing a lot of the work, painting the bike lanes, building the sidewalks, building the trails around the region, and we are grateful for their efforts. Also the efforts of many other elected officials and city staff and other departments who have a role to play.
Spring construction continues with roadway projects in the Northland. Wider lanes, curbs, and sidewalks are just some of the improvements being made to Northwest 72nd Street between I-29 and North Overland Drive. The city is partnering with MoDOT and Platte County on this project. The annual KC Dragon Boat Festival sails in on June 8th at Brush Creek on the Plaza.
In Kansas City, it really is the brainchild of our organization's founder and past president, Bob Chen. He just thought such a great tradition, if we could bring it to Kansas City, becomes part of the unique culture of Kansas City, that would be great.
And in addition to the Dragon Boat race, what other activities will people encounter when they come?
Oh yeah, actually, other than the Dragon Boat race, there are lots of other activities. We will have cultural performances throughout the day, which include ethnic dancing, music of traditional instruments from Asia, food. We will have some arts booth, children's activities throughout the day. So there are other activities as well, especially sometimes due to weather. If we had rain right before, we may not be able to do the Dragon Boat race, but we'll make sure that other cultural activities go on anyway.
That's great. Rain or shine.
Exactly. Rain or shine, the festival will go on.
Now stay tuned for a video about another exciting Go KC project, Beacon Hill, along with some other great city videos. I'm Maggie Green, and you've tuned in to the Weekly Report. Have a great week.
We're here to celebrate not just some accomplishments we've seen over the last few years, but decades of commitment to an area and decades of commitment to a community. Years ago, our predecessors said that we want to make sure we're creating positive opportunities, not just for housing development, economic development, but also flood control projects, infrastructure improvement, and that's what we're seeing right here today. In addition to that, the voters of Kansas City in 2017 were kind enough to say that we trust you. We trust you with $800 million extra dollars to make sure we're investing in our long-term infrastructure and on projects like this one.
This is a celebration of the completion of the Beacon Hill infrastructure and the improvement project, but it's a celebration of all of the activities that are going on with the GeoBond projects. So we're thankful that we're able to leverage public infrastructure with new pavement, new curbs, new gutters, beautiful sod. If you haven't stepped on it, it's wonderful.
About 2 years ago, the voters passed $150 million for flood control. Many of our flood control projects are done with a partnership with the Corps of Engineers and the federal government. Within 2 weeks of announcing that GeoBond had passed, the federal government announced that they were ready to move forward with the final phases on two of our longest term projects. The Turkey Creek Flood Control Project, the final phase, was ready to bid right away. And the Corps of Engineers stepped up and funded that so that we had the local match in place. They also stepped up and funded the final phase of the Dotson Industrial Levy. Because of the federal government's confidence in this community's ability to move forward with federal flood control, they decided to fund it 100%. So the federal government funded that project $453 million without requiring a local match. That is a testament to the confidence the federal government has in our ability to address our flooding issues.
Redevelopment of Beacon Hill is a blueprint of how the city can help incentivize redevelopment and help encourage private development and bring builders into an area. Beyond the vision itself came the hard work of creating a site plan, navigating City Hall, and committing hard dollars for infrastructure investment. Since 2012 to today, approximately $5 million of city investment, public infrastructure work, public works, water services, utilities, both in this area and just north of us in the previous Dunley area a couple of years ago, between 24th Street and 27th Street, has been invested in this area. That investment has been leveraged by the following. 52 new homes have been built since 2011. Average value of those homes is $400,000, or about $20 million. A new hotel at 24th and Truce, about $12 million. UMKC student housing that Councilman Reed spoke of, 126 student apartments and a garage, $28 million. Behind us, 400 apartments between Millhouse, Colonnades, and the Americo project, which is starting here, 400 apartments, $70 million approximate investment. In addition to that, another 68 new single-family homes on this spot, up and down the street to 27th Street, and across the street, across north of Bruce R. Watkins, brand new homes are being built. About 68 brand new homes will be built in that area. Not counting those new homes, we're looking at about $130 million of investment since 2011 of private money leveraged by about $5 million of private investment.
And it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. 26-to-1 ratio. You can't beat that.
This is the new report that we are releasing today. It is a 2-year report that chronicles much of the great success that has happened in this entire city. And while we're here in Beacon Hill, there's so much work that has happened with nearly 36 projects that are in motion and a $105.8 million of investment in the 2 years that we have been putting this forward to the city here in Kansas City.
The Kansas City Police Athletic League held its 4th annual garage sale, but everything was free. Hundreds of people were lined up anxiously waiting outside before the PAL doors opened. They came ready to look through thousands of clothes, shoes, toys, and coats for themselves and their families. Tons of donated, gently used clothing lined the gymnasium floor on tables and racks separated by men's and women's, children's, and adult sizes. According to PAL Sergeant Sam Spencer, there is a strategic reason why the clothing giveaway happens this time of the year.
It kind of coincides with the time that everyone does spring cleaning. So this is our way to collect gently used clothing and other donations, and we give them for free to members of the community. You don't have to be a PAL member, just anyone can come. It's all sizes, all genders, a little bit for everybody.
Folks who came out were able to take home bags of shoes and clothing because of the generosity and diligence of local residents, community organizations, and KCPD officers who collected the goods all year round.
We've had enough good organizations collect for us, but then we've also been collecting the entire year. I've been picking up vanfuls of donations this whole last couple weeks, and truckloads full of clothing. People have been dropping off truckload fulls of clothing. I would say this whole gymnasium was completely full of clothes at one point today. So we got about half left now.
Spencer says the hundreds of people who came were treated to refreshments, including a special gift from one of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Roughly 500 people have come through and enjoyed the free clothing, free hot dogs, free ice cream. I think probably about half, they've taken about half of what we originally put out. except for the shoes. The shoes are pretty much all gone. We had some shoes, like 3 pairs of shoes from Tony Gonzalez, size 16, so I'm surprised actually someone could use those.
The extra clothing will be donated to the Boys and Girls Club of Kansas City. Stay tuned for the next PAL giveaway later this summer when the annual Back to School event is held. I'm Sergeant Luther Young. Have a safe week.
This is a fantastic day for the city, but I want to set the record straight. This is a great time for celebration, and we're going to celebrate, but it's really the beginning of the work. And the record really should reflect that I played a small role in this whole endeavor. I was a member of the team. I think in this particular case, I was subbing in for a right guard with an ankle injury. I certainly wasn't the quarterback. The quarterback is sitting right over there in Kathy Nelson, who has done so much for this community. Really what we have to do here in Kansas City, and I can't wait to share it with a couple of thousand people, what we really have to do is just be ourselves and let our personality show. We got every asset that we need, we got everything that anybody could want. We're going to put it all on display around this entire world. So it's really great pride and a whole hell of a lot of excitement that I'm happy to say that Kansas City is thrilled to be the host of the 2023 NFL Draft right here in Kansas City.
Well, what a great day for our city. Thank you, George, Mayor James, Greg, and Mark, helping us celebrate the efforts to bring the 2023 NFL Draft to Kansas City. And I'm truly beyond humbled and flattered to be mentioned personally by such esteemed leaders here in our community. The NFL events team will continue to work with us and our planning committee and city leaders on details around the massive event. So leading up to the 2023 draft, we will finalize the exact dates and the final location of the draft stage and fan experiences, knowing that Union Station and the National World War I Museum and Memorial will be our focus for the backdrop. One of the biggest sports events in our city's history will be here in 2023, which is just a short 4 years away. So I am beyond exhausted, but I am beyond excited, and I am beyond proud. Kansas City is the home to the 2023 NFL Draft.
Kansas City Pride Fest is coming up May 31st through June 2nd here at Berkeley Riverfront Park, and the event is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund. This year's theme is diversity, not division, and here to tell us about the story behind the theme and the history of Pride Fest is Bill Svoboda, Executive Director. Bill, thank you for having us out here on this beautiful day.
Isn't it a gorgeous day?
It is.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's going to be like this during the festival.
I know.
Yeah.
So you've been involved with Pride Fest for a number of years.
Yes.
How and when did it start?
Oh gosh, it started about 42 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
You know, this is the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, and shortly after that, these small picnics and get-togethers started to take place across the country. And as the times have changed, and as the opportunities have grown for the LGBT community, they've now turned into major celebrations.
And what was the story behind the theme of this year?
Well, you know, because it is the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, we really feel it's important to celebrate diversity and not division. We work better as a community when we have a diverse community and we celebrate everybody that contributes to the diversity of our city.
And you've been around for 42 years, so you've seen the evolution and the growth. How many people are you expecting this year?
Oh gosh, we don't know, but it's going to be well over 40,000 people this year.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And last year was around 30?
34, 35,000.
Okay. So if no one's ever been to Pride Fest, what can you expect as a newcomer?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have such a wonderful time. We have a carnival, 10 rides. We have a children's zone. So, you know, the festival is a family-friendly event. We have an exhibit area, a marketplace, and we have approximately over 150 exhibitors that are participating this year. And then we have a main stage with continuous entertainment going on all 3 days. This year we have a Grammy Award winner, Maya, who did a song with Christina Aguilera and Pink in the movie Moulin Rouge, the Lady
Marmalade.
Lady Marmalade. She will be our headliner on Saturday night with a live band. And then Dea will be performing on Sunday, and she won a Grammy for her song that she did with Chainsmokers a couple years ago called "Don't Let Me Down." So she's got 3 hits out on the top 40 list right now. So we're ecstatic to have her with a live band. All live bands this year, so you won't want to miss the entertainment here.
And with all of the attendees, are a lot of them coming from out of town? Are they more local?
Well, we get a combination of both. Obviously, Kansas City has a huge LGBT population, but we're fortunate because we draw regionally from the 5-state region. So we have a lot of people that have been booking hotel rooms that are planning to come to Kansas City to attend the festival. And we're now even getting a reputation across the country for doing a very unique kind of festival. So I know this one group was telling me that they have a group of friends coming in from Phoenix to come to Kansas City Pride Festival. So that's happening a lot. We have a lot of people coming in from Chicago, and they like to spend the weekend in Kansas City. What is there not to like about Kansas City?
Of course.
Yeah.
So if people want to find out more about the entertainment schedule or how to participate as a volunteer, where's the best place to go?
Okay, that is a good question. Go to kansascitypridefestival.org, and the schedule is listed on there. There's a tab to register to volunteer. We need volunteers because this is one of the largest Pride festivals in the country, so we're gonna need lots of help. And if you volunteer, you're giving back to the community, and you'll get a really cool t-shirt on top of that.
That sounds great.
So we need everybody down here to celebrate with us for the weekend.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having us here on this beautiful day at Riverfront Park.
Oh, thank you for having me.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. To learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
Around 2012-13, when all this was coming about, basically people on the line were told, when we put metal rails in, economic development will follow. And I was not a positive guy, but I'm definitely eating crow. Since the streetcar has been put in, economic development followed. Crossroads now, instead of being a destination, it is now people are walking, milling around, looking at all the galleries, the restaurants. My business, has definitely thrived with walk-in traffic. Normally people that shop with us were loyal folks, and now we're getting numerous people in because they're riding the streetcar, seeing that Michael's Clothing is here, and most of the comments were, hey, we've driven by numerous times and all of a sudden we're down here riding the streetcar, we're going to go in. And so it's been very, very good.